Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to 7 billion humans. Let's jump into the next challenge, next puzzle. We're at year 33, halfway through the game, which really probably means we're about a quarter, 2 quarters, no, that would be halfway again. 1 quarter, 1/3 of the way through the game, I bet. Just a moment everyone. I'm just finishing up on an important report I've been working on for over a year. Type, 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 type. Yes, I'm done. Excellent work, if I say so myself. Now let me just save my work here. And file save as. No, 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 no. Disk abort, fail. What? Why? Stop. Retry. Gah. Who would have thought my entire career would come crumbling down due to catastrophic data loss? Haha. Don't worry everyone. Did I fool you? Yes, I always knew I could have become an actor if this management job hadn't worked out. Data loss is something that can happen to anyone. It's nothing to be ashamed of. This is why we make backups. Let's all practice making backups over here. So, we're back to having randomized data cubes. Each worker has a cube on both sides. The bigger number is corrupt. Overwrite the bigger number with the value of the smaller number and place them both back on the floor where you started. You have a new command, set. Set works similar to newest, but you can use it to remember things on specific tiles, numbers, and many other things. This would have been really useful. Use the question mark button to learn more. So they're not even going to tell me. Alright, so what we need to do effectively is just pick up one on the left, test if your item is less than the item on the right. If it is less than the item on the right, go ahead and set. Okay, well that doesn't work quite how I thought. So memory 1 just needs to be the thing on the right and don't bother to pick it up. If memory 1 is bigger than, let's just say, memory 2 is that, then right memory 1 then pick up that one and then right, and then oddly have to step that way. That way. And then drop. Elsewise, if it is not bigger, it's smaller, then you simply pick up the other one and then write the value of memory 2 on that one, and then oddly step this way and then drop. And that should be the solution. Well, that worked for all but one. So what happened here? Memory 1 is this. If memory 1 is less than, let's go with memory 2 in that case, then pick up this and write memory 1 to it. Step that way and do that. Otherwise, pick up this, and that should be it. Oh yes, nothing puts the mind at ease like redundant data storage. Of course, you would need a parity bit in this example, quite a bit, to ensure that you know the bigger number is the wrong number, because it could be that the bigger number is the right number and the smaller number is the wrong number. So, is there a way to do this with less lines of code? Because this is quite a lot of code. I mean, we could get rid of this part, and that should still do the same thing. But that's still 3 lines of code more than they want you to have. Let's see. If we were to set memory 3, could we set it from memory 1? So move one memory to another memory, and then write memory 3. Yes, but does that help you in any real way? What you might be able to do, let's just say, say what? Like, how would that save you code to write both of them and make it redundant? I mean, I don't see how that would. I mean, if you did the else part like this, probably still would work fine. We can use end again to save ourselves some frustration. Nope, that didn't really save us any frustration. Pick up the location. This would be weird. I don't think this is gonna work. Yeah, there was a conversion error, certainly at that point. See how that goes through. So it says go and pick up that, which it is able to do. And then it writes the smaller number, hopefully in every scenario, that's the case. That gets us down to 9 lines of code. So still one shorter. Yeah, it definitely feels like there should be some breadcrumbs to this, though. And otherwise, all we need to do is, I think, if mem1 is less than mem2, then set and pick up mem2 and write mem1. See. See, the thing about this is you would have to move things around quite a bit. Set mem3 as the value of that, and then set mem2 as the value of m1, and then set that as that. Yeah, that's like 3 lines of code, so that you could then get rid of 5 lines of code to say now pick up m1 and write m1 and do that. And see, I don't know if I did that correctly. This one here didn't work. Wish you could step back a little bit. That really seems weird that there isn't some kind of step back button instead of just step forward buttons. Right. If that is less than that, then you're going to go. This probably isn't a solution, just to change things around. Nope. Didn't think so. That is less than that. Then set mem3. Mem3 is the location where you're going to go, right? So you're going to go pick up m3 there. So m3 should be the location of m2. And you're gonna write whatever m3 is. Which is m2. So then m2 should just be the value of m1. So in the scenarios where this doesn't occur though, M3 should just be M1. But see, this is the problem. If I set M1 to equal that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know the code here. I don't understand the next one thing you would need to do without moving things around. Let's see. So M3 becomes M2. M2 becomes M1. M1 becomes M3. And then move to M1 and write M2. That works, but it's still one command short extra. Let's see. So if this direction is less than that, can we then get rid of this? Should have probably copied that. And this direction. Yeah. That doesn't work. Do we not need the pickup part? No. We definitely need the pickup part. We definitely would need the right part. Does it change anything if we go and look at the other direction? Not really. Two locations. If this one's smaller, I could have it walk to that location. And then otherwise I could have it, I guess, just walk to the other location. Yeah, I'm probably just overcomplicating things. Man, you gotta find that middle spot where you can click to drag. See if this works. And then just gotta go and change these to pick up. commands instead of step commands. And I guess I just need to go swap those around. Why is that not working? This is where it gets crazy though, because it doesn't work. Mem3 either needs to be Mem2 or Mem1. Then what we need to do is pick up Alright, Mem3. See, it's not usually appreciated if you do a single line command, but this is kind of an example where if I was typing this code and it was just going to do one simplistic thing, I would probably put the if command and then the executed command on one line and have the else right under it, and then have it with this else command and the executed command to take up half the space, and then I'd use tabs to try to keep everything aligned. And if I did that, it would be under 8. And that's why a lot of the number of lines of code is pretty arbitrary. Python is probably the one language where you can't do multiple commands on one line of code, and generally speaking you shouldn't do it, although there are a few tricks for very simplistic things to just make everything readable, because ideally you want your command to be readable both horizontally, so not going so long that you can't read it on one screen, 80 characters, or is oddly still the standard from old times, but you also want it readable vertically as much as possible, so you don't want to have to scroll down, up and down, all over the place. But let's see. Just pick up the thing and write the thing. Yeah, it's not worth your time. It's just not worth your time to try and get the one trick that they're trying to teach you. And unfortunately, the tricks are not helpful if you do figure them out. It's not like all of a sudden I'm on easy street and I know the way the programmers are thinking. I would probably also argue that there's probably more than one programmer making a lot of these puzzles, and that it kind of lacks an artistic clarity or direction, because we do seem to kind of bounce back and forth in random directions in a weird way that doesn't add enjoyment really, or add like a educational value. It should be more iterative in my opinion, since we're programming. It says, yes, I know what you're thinking. It's true. Every piece of data is a precious miracle. Workers, for each, you each have a line of precious miracles above you. Yes, let's take a moment to appreciate them. They're also great and uniquely numbered. Each of you must find the littlest cube in your line. Anyways, that's cute. But the problem with data is that small numbers take up just as much space as big numbers. Sorta true, but not really, depending on how you define the variable. And storage space isn't cheap, you know. You can see where we're going with this. So let's just take the littlest number and shred it. Shred the smallest data cube in each column. That seems odd that they're I would have thought that they would have, where they were going with that sense, they would have wanted you to do something more with it. Okay. So, go to the nearest data cube. Which, will the nearest data cube always be that way? I'm not sure. Pick it up. Set its value. Here. To the item you're holding. And then set the value of the thing ahead of you. And then if mem3 is I think it's probably easier just to step up to. See. See. See how this works. Doesn't seem like it's working great so far. The nearest data cube. Pick up the nearest data cube. Although maybe I don't really need to pick it up so much, as I can just save it there. If 3 is less than 4, says shred the smallest data cube. Don't write anything. In fact, they've even taken the right away from you. So you can't cheat this. Let's see. It gets that far. Checks to see. You know, this probably would be easier to compare all three numbers around you. To say step up 1. And then have mem 2, 3, and 4 be this. So then if mem 2 is less than mem 3, and mem 2 is less than mem 4, so if that is less than this and then this, no, I don't see how that's gonna help any. There could be, we could grab the smallest number and put it down here, but then how would we get back up there? That makes it pretty complicated also. Can we set a position? Not really. Because it would be kind of nice to be able to set a position there. And this isn't even a allegedly difficult one. Right, well, knowing where the shredder is useful. Knowing where the nearest hole is might be useful. To say if where you are standing is nothing, step up And if right above you is a wall, then do something else. Something that would be an end command at the end of that. Otherwise, if where you're standing doesn't have anything, set mem1 to what you're standing on and mem2 to the thing above you, and if mem2 is a smaller number or a bigger number than mem1, so if the one above you is bigger than the one you're standing on, put it one lower and then drop it. Step back one. And then drop it. And then that probably won't work, but this should get us somewhere close. Let's see. We're standing on nothing, therefore we step up. Standing on nothing, therefore we step up. We are now standing on a number, and they're going to do comparisons to the numbers above them, and we didn't pick it up, but that should kind of work. This isn't all the code, but there should be a way of sorting. Of course, now we have a step up part that probably just needs to be down there. So this guy this one didn't pick something up. This one got the right number, I think. See, it would probably be easier to not have these randomize, or to just say these will randomize later. So that at least you could think things through. Yeah, I'm not sure. The thing What if we were to say, if we find, I mean, there's really nothing saying we have to keep these in order, so if we find something that way, we could just go walk to the right, drop it, and then walk back up. Walk to the left. Yeah, these gaps are... not helpful. They are definitely not helpful. Mem 1. Set to the nearest cube. See, will this work? The nearest data cube after stepping up 1. Or is it just easier to simply step up 1 and say if mem2 equals nothing, just do some sanity check here, step up. And jump back this way. This won't work because we'll hit the wall. It feels like they want you to sort it, but then they're really not telling you to sort it. Okay. If what above you is less than what is greater than what you're standing on, pick up what you're standing on and then step up and test if where you're standing is nothing. And if it isn't, if it is, then drop. And that should be kind of it. But then loop that forever. Hmm. Hmm. It's the ideal you would want to be holding all 4 cards at that point. Let's see. Pick up what you got, step up if what you have, what you're standing on now at this point. Hmm. See. Pick up what you've got. If what above you is nothing, drop. I was trying to find the smallest number, so ideally it probably should be that way. Let's see. If it's less, seems like what you should be doing, though. If M2 is less than what we've got, then we should this is weirdly phrased. It should be something like if what we're standing on is less than what we see above there, we should pick it up. Step forward, and then if this is a blank spot, we should drop it. If not, then we should roll this back to like this point. Which at this point we would be holding memory 1. So it doesn't really matter. We should then reevaluate if it is again bigger than that. See, some of this is going to only work if the errors are... See, because this one got 0. This one got a 1. This one got 42. Not every scenario in that worked. Test here. Put the one, if it's bigger, on the left, if it's smaller, on the right. Does that help you with anything? Probably have this just like so totally wrong That's the problem. Let's go back in here and just reset. I probably just need to find the position. So the nearest shredder can be mem 4, since we're not going to use that much. If there is an item we're standing on, set it into mem 1 and else wise step upwards. Unless there's a wall. And then that will be our end command, which should just be give to memory 4. So the end command is going to be in the middle here. The next part of this is going to just be, if you're standing on a data cube, set that to memory 1 and then step up. I'm gonna pick this up too. Pick up memory 1. Okay. So memory 1 will be the first thing. We will then compare memory 1 to the thing in front of us. And I hope this works. And if it is less than the thing in front of us, we step up either way. If it is greater than the thing in front of us, then we are going to set memory 1 to be the thing in front of us. Then we're going to step forward and do all of this and see how that works. If this works, I'll be surprised, but it might. So they're just going to look at everything. And theoretically, they should now have the smallest number. But they don't. So this is where you would need to click on somebody. So he's gonna step forward. And this is where it would be way more helpful to have just one person running the code multiple times over, although that would take more time. Right. So memory 1 should now get 82. And all of a sudden that turned into 41. See if that fixes that problem. Let's see. Should get 59. He ignores it. Wait, no, he does make it 73. Hmm. You know what? I think we can do this kind of easily by just also setting this to memory 1. And then This feels like unnecessary additional code. Right. So he's gonna get 27, and see this, when I click on it, covers up the number, so they don't even have the visual scale here in the way you'd like it to be. 27, it's not 41, so maybe this and part is necessary. Wow. Because we really haven't done any and commands, like, at all. We haven't done any Boolean logic, and it really feels like there should have been some Boolean logic, but doesn't seem like that's the case. That didn't work. Let's see. If what you're standing on is a data cube, set it to that position. Memory 1 is that position. If memory 1 is greater than the thing above you, and the thing above you is a data cube, then memory 1 at that point should be set to that. If it's not greater, then memory 1 should stay where it is. Hmm. 56. 90. Why does that change? See, I just don't think some of these directional things do the thing I need them to, unfortunately. So I think I probably just have to do something like this and set it that way. Let's see. This is 37 and 70, so it should not swap. Memory 2 is 37. Memory 1 is 37. Memory 2 is now 70. Memory 1 is 70. Maybe I don't need to reset memory 1 at all, maybe I just set this up at the top. And get rid of this. And then just walk up a couple. Actually, I probably don't even need to do that much. So this nothing. Memory 2 is now 30. Memory 2 is now 15. Nothing. So what just set memory 2 here? Or what is setting memory 1, more importantly, back to nothing? And it really sucks that there's just so many cycles you have to go through before you even can start the important part of the code. So 17 is memory 2. And then what else? The fairly obvious part here, I think, is just to put an if command down here and say, hey, if this is a data cube, set that. And see if that fixes part of the problem. So memory 2 is 93, now memory 2 is 29. Now memory 2 is 23. 24 is the right answer in that instance. And maybe memory 2 is not equal to nothing. $65, 32, 32, 11, 86. Let's see. Do I need any of this code? If what above you is a data cube, or memory 1 equals nothing, memory 1 equals that. Memory 1 is 31. Memory 1 should be 17. Look at all the number of clicks I have to do to see this. Memory 1 is 9. Memory 2 is 59. Memory 2 is 50. 25. I think we got it. So now it's going to go pick up 9. And let's see if we won. Interesting. That's 12 commands. And it's not a particularly efficient line of code. Let's see. So if I was going to remove, get rid of this because that was useless. But if I was going to remove some code, let's see, we could pick up, give to the nearest, and they can find the nearest shredder. At this point, I don't think that's particularly any faster though. I'm trying to get rid of lines of code. Memory 1 here being set probably is not necessary. This end command is probably not necessary. Let's see. Speed this up. Move that around. Probably get rid of the if command here because it's probably not necessary. See, so what happens here? Memory 2 gets set, and memory 1 just never gets set. If memory 1 equals nothing, this should set, and this should happen. So I don't understand why it's not happening. Goes up. How did memory 1 get set as 0? That doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be 0. Like, yeah, there's no reason why this should be 0 to start with. But it starts it as 0 instead of nothing. But then at certain points it does change it from a 0 to a nothing. Which I guess the way you would fix that is you just copy the code again. Like that. So now if memory 1 is nothing or 0, that's really a bodge, but 67, 93. So then it gets changed to a 90. Can't pick this up, just try to pick up a wall. So, will this work? Yep. And that's 9 or fewer commands. But just look at the randomness on some of the ways that would execute. That's pretty bad code. You might have noticed one or more of your solutions failed to complete successfully during the random test. Yes, a red bar in the speed test indicates a failed run of your program. Here I tried to reproduce the conditions where your solution failed. Try running your program alright, and now pay close attention. So, will this fail? This is crazy that you wouldn't even know that that's a thing until you get to the fail screen, success screen as it were, and then go back to have them tell you, oh no, actually you did fail, and here's the one scenario in which it failed. I don't know what went wrong there. 0. Ah, I see. So it failed because the number 0 exists. So ideally you would want to get rid of that, but then that'll just cause other things to fail most of the time. So yeah, definitely a bodge in that case. Undo. And then if we want this to execute as quickly as possible, doing like the least amount of executions. Let's see. You throw in an end command at the end, maybe. And I don't know why an end command would have changed any of that. Let's see. The probably easiest way to do this would be to simply set the location of the nearest data cube and then set the value of the location. Of where you're standing, and then see, step to it. Yeah, probably not. Probably easier to just say step up to direct to start with. 1, 2, 3. And then, if above them is a wall, then pick up memory 1 and give it to memory 4. Otherwise, if memory 1 is greater than memory 2 and or memory 1 is equal to 0 or memory is equal to nothing, set memory 1 as the smallest number. Oddly, that didn't work. Let's see. I think I changed that. 82, 99, 2. That's not right. Yeah, I can definitely feel my eyes just glazing over. Seems like we've kind of locked into the same scenario every time, where that would be helpful. The main thing I'm just failing to do probably is just setting this here. Just set that to memory 1. Okay. See how that plays. Of course, this is just not going to work anytime, is it? Because they've locked me in the scenario where it's a 0. So I have to address that issue. Otherwise, this will just never work out. Because this guy needs to pick up a 0. And that's the thing we're not paying attention to. And since it's not randomizing anymore, now the game is playing very differently than what it was even 5 seconds ago. And there we go. We got a 20-second execution of a target of 24. So, here we have Intro to Calc from Art Majors. Yeah, we're about halfway through the purple bluish color. Yeah, 35. What's 4 plus 2? What's 5 minus 3? What's 1 times 3? How's anyone supposed to know? We're not scientists. That's why you've got a calculator. Yes, you can now use the new calculator command. Use it to add or subtract or whatever else calculators do. Let's practice. Please add 1 to each of your data cubes below, and then place them back on the floor again. You can do this. So yeah, we're halfway through the game, and well, this is weird. They've taken away the step part, so you have to pick it up, and then you have to calculate your item plus 1, and then drop. And that should be it. Like, it feels like... Why did that not work? Let's see. Here's a 0 scenario. She picks up a 0. Okay. Okay, it's a 2-step process. You have to put it in memory. You can't just write it directly. Okay. This feels like this should have been done a while ago. We did that with 4 commands, and once again, this is one of those challenges designed so that you can just easily do it. Like, it seems like anytime they give you a split path, they're going to give you 2 really hard ones and then 2 fairly easy ones. Is that true? Yeah, that one and those 2. No, unzip was pretty hard. Although, maybe now I could go back and rethink it some. Seek and destroy 2. Yes, did you notice? Whenever you delete the smallest number, there's a new smallest number remaining. And if we delete that number, well, you see the problem here. Clearly, we need to shred all the data cubes, but not in any random order like we used to. Each of you must shred all data cubes in your columns in order from smallest to first to biggest last. So if I paste here and do this, I believe this is the code that we just used to have it find the smallest number. And honestly, I think this code is perfectly capable of continuing the process. Just because I didn't bother to put an end command here, it will just loop anyways, and generally that's how you should think about making a program anyways, is just to have it do this. Although this isn't going to be a super efficient system, it will seemingly work without having to change even a single line of code. I did it in 9 commands, and I got 165 seconds. They want you to do it in 145 seconds. So let's see. If we were to go back here and iterate and copy this one instead, and then go in here and paste this one and then hit play. Let's just see how this works. It didn't work. Okay. Why is that? Because I had an end command in it. It's probably the only part of that that's going to be a problem. And that got me 261 seconds. So then some of those failed. And I don't know what the failure part there would have been. And do I care? Particularly on these specifically challenging extra bonus levels. There's enough room here to do this code a second time. Let's see where this fails. Copy this, come over here and paste this. What we can do is have the memory we can then have a another command here that says if memory 1 is going to be replaced, we then can put memory 2 in memory 3 first. So memory 3 equals memory 2, and if memory 1 now is this, and that's the smallest number, and memory 3 was that, then we could potentially set memory 2, which is normally set ahead of you, and still would be the thing ahead of you. Yeah, I don't actually think we set anything there. Memory 3 equals memory 2. If memory 2 is less than memory 3, set the memory 2 there we go, and then just go ahead and pick up memory 3 also and give it to memory 4. See if that works. And all this should be doing is adding in an extra value, but it probably doesn't need to be there. Try again. So you click on something to see the numbers, then you have to hit play. It's for the makers of a programming game, they don't seem to really quite have a handle on programming a good game, as far as just the button flow. Let's see. See, we're just trying to find the second smallest number. get rid of the 0 scenario and probably need to add a question here like that. Let's see if memory 2 see this works, right? That does work. But there are some fail scenarios. And the fail scenarios are going to just keep haunting me because now I'm locked into getting one of those fail scenarios where, honestly, the right thing to do here is to simply say, get rid of this if it equals 0, 0 question. Instead, just ask, is this less than this? If so, set this. And then remove that. But I don't know if that's going to work. Nope. Because I probably need to then change that. It's so crazy that it doesn't put the information you need to know. Memory 1 is getting replaced. So we have an 11. Above it is a bigger number, so it shouldn't change. But then memory 2 probably by default needs to be set here. Okay, memory 2 is nothing. Memory 2 is 11. Memory 1 is 11. Memory 1 is 57. Yeah, it definitely feels like you're gonna end up with a lot of hassle. Just a lot of hassle here. Wasting, just trying to perfect things so that you can get this one code to work instead of just moving forward and trying the next code. Let's see. Memory 1 should be the nearest data cube to you. Memory 2 should be the thing above you if it's a data cube. If memory 1 is less than memory 2, then nothing should be done. If memory 2 is greater than memory 1, then memory 1 should be memory 2. Does that work? Memory 2 is 11. Memory 1 is 0. Why is memory 1 0? Because it just never gets established. Set memory 1 as nothing. I guess we could try that. So memory 1 is set as nothing, as it should be. Set it as what you're standing on. Walk to the nearest data cube. Yeah, that doesn't work. Even. It's... the whole system is messed up. If you're standing on a data cube, set memory 1 Yeah, I can't care. I just can't care enough about it to do that. Let's just go and see Seek and Destroy 3. Sometimes when you get excited about an engineering problem, you can lose all perspective, and we forget about what's actually important. Yes, your last assignment was engineered very cleverly, but we still deleted all our data. Yes, let's not worry about who told who to do what. The important thing here is that we need to show low restraint. Please delete only one data cube. It must be the smallest one in the room. Let's all work together to do this as little as possible. Find and shred the smallest cube in the place. So this one actually I don't think is too hard, because all we have to do is, let's do something a little crazy here. Let's step up if step to the right. We'll do that later. Only step up if there's a thing that tells us to step up. And we'll get to that in a second. So let's see. This might actually be a lot easier, frankly, because we could just set the value of where you're standing as memory 1. No, because there's not enough memory commands. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 memory commands to do it that way. So you would have to say if something like my item is less than, let's see, the thing to the right of me. Let's see. Then probably at that point you set where you are. See, there's this extra guy too, and he feels like he would be useful, but I'm not sure exactly how. Feels like we've gotten extremely complicated with this one. Let's see. This part, this won't work in any way. I know it won't work in any way. But how could we swap things around? Let's see. Step up 2 times. If my item is smaller than the item in the top, above me, kind of has to be above me, then step in this direction and drop it. Still doesn't really help anything. We have to pick it up if we were going to do that. Press all. So that moves a couple in that direction, and then at that point I would have to move them back to their correct position. And I guess I could try this part of the code and see if this will work. So it just moves everything a little bit to the left. It doesn't really in any way, or form or fashion, see, I don't think this really fixes too much. Because what's the smallest number on the board? I see a 13, I see a 14, I see an 11. This 11 is possibly the smallest number on the board, but then there's another 11 also. And so even in the scenario, there's no way to sort the items like this. It's all about memory. Okay. Let's try something a little bit crazy here. Copy this. Paste this. If what you're standing on is less than all of the things, let's see, I guess we can do this way. No, this is gonna suck. I'm gonna have to do this the hard way. This is gonna be an extremely long AND command. And it's not gonna be particularly easy. If everything around you is bigger, then you can put that code into memory 1. So do us the favor of looking all around you and making sure that there's no code. So and we can kind of put an end command there. Otherwise, if that's not the case, then what I want you to do is step up 1. This end command actually would be more like that. So we'll clean up that code while it's happening. So look all around you. Stop when you have found 2 possible scenarios. So when you've done that, it now needs to know to set memory 1 where you're standing. If memory 1 is greater than where you're standing, set memory 1 where you're standing, and then pick up memory 1. So 2 people found 2 numbers. So the problem with a code like this is it says nothing to pick up. If memory 1 is greater than where you're standing, set memory 1 to where you're standing. She thinks memory 1 is 0. And see, this commands here are things that need to be done later. Anyways. Set to that. And then jump back up to the top. So everybody goes. People are deciding they don't want to put memory 1 or change it. See, there's no shared memory 1 though. Yeah, this totally doesn't work. Because it's not shared memory, it's sandboxed memory, effectively. So, if there's nothing better than around you, see. Then what we should do is we should probably find the nearest, pick up 1, find the nearest worker, and walk and give to the nearest worker see, we'll have to step to the nearest worker. And then if in any direction, I can't test that. So if in M2 if my item is less than their item, let's see, give it to them, or my item is greater than their item, drop it. So at this point, this would be where you would want to sort the things out to get this 23 where it belongs. Although I'm not sure 23 is the smallest number on this board. Seems like an awfully large number, but apparently it isn't. Okay, so If my item is greater, it's not letting me drop things. So maybe it's give to after all. And I don't think that's gonna play any role. These guys all pick up things. Hmm. If above me is a wall, if my item is bigger is lesser, give it to this person, give it to them. If my item is if what is to the left of me is greater than what I'm holding, then take it from them also. Let's see. Boy, does this tend to want to be a pain when dragging these things. Alright. So if my item is less than the item to the left, if the item to the left is greater, take it from the item to the left. I feel like I should be saying if the item to the right is lesser, take it from them. And then maybe there is a trick here where you can just say give to the right and take from the right. Maybe the gives and takes both are necessary. Let's see, and this just becomes a loop, and in this loop then you just need to have an else. Else if do that and see if that works. See, I don't see it. I really don't see how you get all of these characters to boil down to being the one guy. let's see. If each of these people got to this point, they picked up a thing, and then instead of walking to the nearest worker, they were told to step this way forever until to the right of me he is either a worker, which it shouldn't be, or a wall. Let's see. That's the only way that you should jump out of this code, which is then going to jump into this code. Which this is a terrible way to do this, when you could really just do that, that, and that, and then remove that. Do I have the smallest numbers here? 26, is that the smallest number? Because I think that's about as far as we're gonna get today. Yeah. I do have the smallest number, and it is oddly in the right place. But that's, I think, about as far as it's gonna get. So here you have some scenarios. Well, this is awkward. Your solution failed more than 50% of the random test. You have to take a new approach. Here, I'll try to reproduce the conditions where your solution will fail. Try running your program again right now and pay close attention. So, the point here, and the point that we're ignoring, certainly, is that this code that would go up and down and decide, well, not even this code, but something close to this code, that would go up and down and decide the smallest number in each block, would then probably need to come down and find the smallest number in a row. And then you get popped up into things. Let's see. I'm gonna paste this here. We're gonna hit play. We're gonna see what happens. Each one of these is going to take that. So, set mem3 is that, set mem4 as where you're standing. So these guys are all going to go and pick up the smallest numbers that they can find. And yet the give to command here, mem4, is a little wrong. Need to instead step to mem4 and drop. It'd be so nice to be able to put each of them right on this row, but I don't know how I would do that. I mean, you could step to mem4, and then you could have him loop until there's a wall to the left of you, and at that point you could have them drop, elsewise step up 1, and then let's see, loop that. Back this way. See if that does it. Let's see. Well, no, this is supposed to step. Well, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe we step down in that direction instead. This has got to be it. I have to put an end to this. This is just going to go crazy. See, it's just going in circles. Meanwhile, they're picking up like the smallest number they can find, but it's not going to help anybody. Yeah, I have no clue. Like, not easily. That does seem like Seek and Destroy 3 is 3-4 steps more difficult than any of the other puzzles that have been bonus puzzles, which probably means we're all right in generally speaking, because there's only multiplication tables left and more mode code and terrain leveler and understanding sorting and the sorting floor and defrag order. So yeah, we are fairly close to being done. We're probably halfway through, maybe even approaching 2/3 of the way through, but we are also hitting a point where I'm just gonna have to skip this one, and I guess you have to do this one. So if we did hit a wall, I doubt we would want to rage quit here, but it definitely could be a point where I have to start cheating if I hit just one puzzle on this main path on the right that tells me that I can't figure out. Alright, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, There's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.